Welcome to another episode number 55, double nickel of the Shoes podcast. So, yes, the gang is back. Got myself, Eric, aka my team is 23 and 17, and I still need help. That bench. We got Armani, aka 61 and 21, Ernest, aka Lake Show, and he got Josh, aka Go Fire Jacques Vaughn. So today, the episode we're gonna discuss the John Morant injury, done for the season with a torn labrum. Also, we're at the halfway point in the NBA season. Most of the teams play between 40 and 41 games. Also, we got trade deadline news, major trade news, trade rumors swirling around the NBA right now, especially this time of year in mid-January. We're at the dog days of the NBA season, and trade rumors are flying around the league. So we're going to discuss that in a few moments. At first, we're going to discuss the Memphis Grizzlies and their major injury to their superstar John Morant. He suffered a torn labrum, and it was announced last week that he will be done for the season and just had surgery, and he'll be back in the 24-25 season. They are currently, what's their record right now? If y'all can pull that up, though, their record right now, they are 15 and 25.
Yeah,
They're 15 and 25.
The 13th seed right now in the Western Conference.
Yeah, 13th in the West, 15-25. At this point, I think it's inevitable that they start, really thinking about next season, the 24-25 season, and just getting their plays back healthy and acquiring a draft pick, so they can use that either to draft a player or use it as a trade piece. So, what are your thoughts on what should the Grizzlies do for here on out for the rest of the season?
Well, not only is John Morant. Hold on, is there an echo? There's an echo back there. Not only is John Morant out for the season, but you also have Desmond Bane, who's also out, I believe, 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
And then Jaren Jackson Jr. He did have some ankle issues, I believe. He did play yesterday against the Warriors, and we'll talk about the Warriors too, and their struggles. Having them beating the Warriors yesterday, it just makes sense. Sorry to the city of Memphis, but they got a tank.
Whoop that tree.
They got a tank, and I think it's time for them to come to that realization and start resting some of these guys, and play their young talent and see what they have. But also, for them, for their future, a lot of free agents don't go to Memphis, right? So you acquire a high draft pick and you potentially trade that pick, and you try to get a high level player, another superstar next to John Morant. Now, whether that could be Zion, whether that could be Zach LaVine, whoever out there, I just think it's time for Memphis to really look in the mirror, and because we saw what the team when healthy without John Morant, they were pretty bad. And obviously without Brandon Clark and without Steven Adams, but for the majority of that squad, they didn't look too good. So I I just think at this point you got to realize what you have and try to build on that, and you know, take advantage of the situation, you know, and get a high draft pick. Hopefully, it's like a top 5, or top 3, maybe, depending on where they land, and then canvas the league and kind of see what you can get out there for that. But that's the direction I think they should go. They should just, you know, it's a wash season, and then take that pick and then try to flip it for another star.
I think Memphis, yeah, is the best. Sometimes I know as a fan, it's like sometimes your team has these type of seasons where you just everything is going on. Started with the jaw injury, not the jaw injury, the jaw suspension, and then when he comes back from suspension, you get a little glimmer of hope, like, yeah, man, we could probably make the play-in, and then he gets injured, then Desmond Bain gets injured. Steven Adams been injured for the last 2 years, so it's just been a chaotic year for Memphis starting from this off season. So this is just a blessing in disguise. You need another piece, and probably this final piece for this Memphis team to finally be those true contenders that we think they should be. It's going to either come with this high draft pick, or it's going to come with a trading of this high draft pick. So I know it's unfortunate. You know, it's great to see Ja play for those couple games and see Memphis, you know, turn up. But I think just tank it out, but still play Jaren Jackson because he needs to. You need more reps out there, my boy. I'm not trying to. You should not.
Y'all don't want that Jaren Jackson Jr. slander. But I'm gonna just keep it real short. I just think the Grizzlies just need to just set it in, you know, tank the rest of the season. You're not playing for nothing. Bane is down for a long period of time for what, 6 weeks, right?
6 to 8, yeah.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. And Ja Morant is done for the season. Like, and plus 2 of your front court players are out with an injury, like a really, really bad leg injury at that.
Oh,
So
Marcus
just
Smart is out too, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Marcus Smart is out
Mm-hmm.
too. So like, you know what? I find it crazy that all these players, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, John Morant, they're currently out, but they was hooping against the Lakers. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They plays magically get healthy. They take a sensu bean whenever it's time to play the Lakers. But when they're not playing the Lakers, oh, my shoulder hurt. Oh, my leg hurt. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have nothing against the Grizzlies. You know, I come on this show, I come on this pod, and sometimes I joke about the Ja Morant situation, but it's really unfortunate, you know, because when he got back, they was on a run. They was rolling. Matter of fact, his first game back was a game winner, buzzer beater against the Pelicans, a tough
Elite
contested
script.
layup.
Elite
Yeah,
script.
yeah, crazy, right? But yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I just think the Grizzlies just need to like set it in, you know, just play the young guys, see what you got. I don't think I'm not too familiar with this draft class, to be honest with you.
It's
Um
not a deep draft class.
so is I don't there's no point in like holding on to that pick. Use that pick, use his leverage, get rid of some of your dead weight, try to bring a star in because ain't nobody coming to Memphis. Ain't nobody coming to Memphis. Like, good thing that Ja Morant is such a young talent. You know, really excited play to play. He's young, but ain't nobody saying, yeah, I'm going to Memphis to play with Ja and and Desmond Bain. So yeah, that's why I stand on that.
I got a question though. What are the Grizzlies missing? Like, if they're going to trade that pick, like who? If you're the GM of the Grizzlies right now, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, that pick becomes a number 2 pick. Who are you trading for, or what do you think the team actually needs around John Morant?
I would say scoring. I would say scoring because like this is just me just personally. I don't really trust in Desmond Bain like that. Sure he hasn't proven, but I don't know. I don't have that faith in him, you know. Um and then we Triple J, nah, don't trust in him at all. I mean, sure, his numbers look inflated right now, somewhat because he's the main guy on the team. But I just think they need scoring. I know everybody's like high on this whole Zach Levine sweepstakes that's going on right now. Um, what do you think about Donovan Mitchell?
I would like it if Desmond
Mm,
Bain wasn't there.
Okay.
You're
If
right.
Desmond Bain wasn't there, I would love it.
Like,
But
if
I
yeah,
really think they need
Right.
wing. They need height. They
because
need
they're
They
going to
need
be
more scoring.
but if they get they'll get the scoring from Donovan Mitchell, but they'll be so undersized. So then, like, you're going to be
Mhm.
starting Ja at the you'll start Ja at the 1. Your 2 will be Donovan Mitchell. Your 3 will be Desmond Bain.
That's a
Yikes!
small backcourt. That's a small
Yeah.
backcourt, though.
But low key, that's how they've been running things for the past couple of seasons.
If I'm them,
They have.
that's true. If I'm them though, if I get a top 5 pick, top 4, whatever, I'm calling Utah and see if I can get Laurie Marketing.
Well, here's my
And
thing.
he,
I like Laurie Markkinen, nothing against the Finland, whatever they call him in Finland. But I really like this kid in France. I know it's early in the draft process for us, for some of y'all guys, because y'all don't care about the draft. Everybody in here, me personally, because I don't have a pick, so I can't really care like that. But as this kid,
Well, what's crazy is
Alexandre
we don't
Sarr.
necessarily have a pick this season. I mean, the Pelicans can convey it to next season too. So like, we got to wait and see what the Pelicans do with our pick.
Oh, yeah. Convey to next season. I'm seeing 41-year-old LeBron next year. Yeah. But is this kid Alexandre Sarr, and I feel like 7'1". He's not Wemby. He can't, alter drink, but maybe he's a elite Nas Reed. I see that in that kid's game, and I think having him and Jaren Jackson with Ja, that's going to bring some great excitement and great upside for that team. So I will think hard if I have a top 2 pick, like you said, Ernest.
Yeah,
I would think hard if I'm like, do I really want to trade this? And when we could just draft this kid and we could control his contract for 5 years.
I put it like this, like, because at some point they're going to start running a dual timeline. Like Ja's young, yes, he's young, right? But after the turmoil, like, at some point, right? Like, they do this for every superstar. Like, when is he going to win? When is he going to win? When is he going to win? And Memphis is going to be running that dual timeline. If you're constantly having young cats that's not proven, and the constant notion around is Ja needs another star around him, it's going to be pressure on the organization, right? Like, to kind of get, because they know free agents are not going to be clamoring to go there. So you kind of have
Why not? They have no tax.
I mean, what's crazy to me? Like, when people say, like, oh, these teams, no state tax. It does not matter. It does not matter. Like, these stars will go to these big markets because it's not just on the court money; it's the off the court money and the lifestyle. Like, I'm sorry, Los Angeles is a different. It's a different setting than it is in Memphis. I'm sorry. It is what it is, right? Like, that's just how society works right now. But that's my only thing is, like, if you like, that kid has to be, like, ready, because like Memphis is going to they're going to want to contend. Like, after listen, Bain is getting $200 million.
Jaren Jackson is not. He didn't get an extension yet, right?
Not yet, but he's going to be up for one. I think next season he's going to be up for one.
And he got that deep POY. So max.
Yes, exactly. And then Ja's going to be up for another. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at some point, he did not
deserve that. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that.
At some point, you gotta, as an organization, you gotta think, like, we're paying all these guys. Are we really gonna draft a young guy and that's gonna take us over the hump, or are we?
Yep.
Are we gonna, like, get a guy that's ready now?
Sooner or later, the time's gonna be ticking on the Grizzlies, though, for at least to contend, and they want to cash in. So,
the only reason I was on the side of maybe looking towards the draft for them is that the options for a high pick like that is nasty. Like, I'm not giving up a top 2 pick for Zach LaVine. I'm
Oh,
not
no,
giving up a top
absolutely
2
not.
pick
but
for.
in a draft that's not deep, you might
I
want to
still
do
won't
that.
do it. I
Now,
still won't do it.
I'm not saying Zach LaVine specifically, right? I'm just
Yeah.
saying like
Mm-hmm.
if
I'll
like
do Zion.
absolutely without
Oh,
question, I'm
oh.
not thinking twice about that.
Even in a strong draft, I'm doing
Yeah,
Zion.
yeah, absolutely. You put Zion because if you're going to do one thing, like Memphis has to be able to fill the season. Ja does that well, right? But you put Ja and Zion on the same team, sold out every night, every single night. You're seeing a show,
Place gonna
right?
be
So
rocking.
yeah, so and then you can imagine like the runs they'll go on just because of the momentum of flying high up and down the court. So one, you got to be able to draft a guy that's going to fit Ja's style, right? Like you can't have guys that slows the pace. You got to have guys who's able to run,
That's why him
rebound.
and Ingram. I didn't even want to think about him and Ingram because Ingram is kind of
Yeah, Ingram's a ball stopper. He's a ball stopper.
Yeah.
He's a ball stopper, and
Mhm.
and that's no slight to Ingram. Just he's a very his skill set is ISO base. Get out the way. I'm gonna get a bucket, right? Ja's gonna need somebody that can hit the three because they're gonna be running in transition a lot, and then a guy that can defend and score at a fast and high level pace. So I'm just thinking of those prototypes that could be out there in the offseason. You never know. But it's you just have to think as the franchise, like what is our timeline, and our timeline has to match up with the money that we're paying too, because again, I'm just saying you got to strike when the iron's hot. That's all.
And you know what's making me laugh right now? This is kind of related. Sean Marks, one of the team that offered you
Love
4
to
first
bring 'em
rounders.
For first
Four.
round.
I'm sorry.
And it was
Memphis
crazy.
did it, and we would have had their pick this year.
This
Sean
year,
Marks.
I was about to say,
Hello.
we would have had that pick this year.
And
Same thing for the Raptors because the Memphis offered 3 first rounders for OG.
For OG.
And they was like, nah, we want more. What do you mean you want more?
And they got a second round pick.
I mean, RJ's a first round pick too. So
yeah, and quickly
it's
it's a late second, late first. So yeah.
And I want the world. I want Swoosh Hoops world. I want y'all to really see what's going on behind the Nets closed doors. I'm letting y'all know. I've been saying it since the summer, since last summer.
That's true. You have been.
Yep.
So, I didn't mean to get back on that. It's just like I just had to shine a light because look, Memphis, that's a top 5 pick. We would have started off the haul from McHale with a top 5 pick.
And
anyway,
and still owning Phoenix's the Suns' pick too. On top of that,
and then that Dallas one is just like, yo, wild card. Like, I don't know. With Kyrie on the team, there's always a wild card. But
yo,
but speaking of trades, as you know, yesterday, all players who signed their contracts during the offseason are not eligible to be traded. Obviously, the names been swirling around for the last few weeks. Have been these 3 guys: Pascal Siakam from Toronto,
Siakam,
Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls, and DeJounte Murray from the Atlanta Hawks. And there's been a lot of smoke around these guys and the teams that they potentially may be traded to. But what team? Let's talk about DeJounte first. What team do you think he fits the best? And then what team you think actually trades for him?
What team he fits the best? Oh, okay. This is tough because DeJounte is like one of those archetype players that
he wants to be the lead guard though.
Yes.
He wants to be the lead guard. So he wants to go to a place where he can. At first, he wants to go to a team that's in the playoff contention, and on top of that, wants to be the lead guard.
Well, he won't be that in New York,
obviously.
Yeah, because MVP.
Hey man, hey, he's still in the running. He's still in the running. All
I'm
right.
gonna be real. He fits the Sixers.
I was going there.
Ah, mm,
He fits the Sixers, but the Sixers won't do it. I don't know why, because they really have all the reason to get him. But the team I
they
feel like
do.
he ends up on is gonna be a curveball. It's gonna be the Nets.
You think
And
so?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it to happen. I just know it's just a curveball. It's just gonna be like
Why, Josh? Why is that? Why you don't want Murray?
because I already picked the direction that I want my team to go. I want us to retool, rebuild.
Okay, makes sense. You want
So
a new coach
Murray's
with that too?
not bad on this team. We actually do need a ball handler. So he does
They
fit
need
this team, but he fits the Sixers better, in my opinion.
question. You sure your coach is going to utilize him? Are you sure that your coach is going to utilize him? Because there's some rumblings about the
Listen,
like last night, like last
listen,
night.
listen.
Um, this is I was still thinking about that question. It's actually really tough.
Mhm.
Miami, Miami.
Oh,
Who's their point
Miami.
guard?
They're gonna
It's Kyle Lowry.
they're saying Kyle Lowry, but
It's
I'm
Kyle.
also
Yeah, come on now.
Kyle Lowry, he's on the trade block. So
Yo, good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
there's
That man,
Yeah.
he makes more money than Gordon Hayward.
yeah.
just insane. And they're talking about Gordon Hayward in a buyout.
Just another dumb team doing dumb things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
Miami.
if
I
you
think.
back to DeJounte. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah,
Money.
I think Miami one they don't have a point guard. And
That's a good
and losing after losing so much that you lost in the offseason, right? You lost Gabe Vincent, you lost Max Struess. Like even we said this even coming into the season that there wasn't we felt like they didn't have a lot of depth, outside of Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler Hero, and we felt like that's it, right? Celeb, remember Celeb Martin? He has not he hasn't
one.
been hooping like that.
why are you
You know
bringing
what's
that up?
crazy?
Why are you bringing that
You,
name up?
you
Why are you
you
bringing
know
that
who
name
took
up? Huh?
you know who took his spot? Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah.
He
Oh, he's
took
been
his spot.
balling. He's
He's
been
been
Formerly known
hooping.
balling.
as the Mexican that's cooking the Lakers.
Yo.
I was upset that night, man. Like
Oh man.
I was upset, yo,
Go back to
But
episode 53
because
for that.
I'm literally watching him call ISOs. I'm like, what's going on here?
bro, he hit that shot of a LeBron, like, and
Oh
I think there
man.
was something. It was like articles something like saying that he's gonna show that to his kids. Like, just I'm like, bro, like, great players, like they, you know, other players hit contested jump shots on them. It happens all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Jaime Jaquez has been bowling,
I
and I
like that
just
for the
feel like
money.
what happened?
I like that. I like that fit. The
Yeah,
Jonte money. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
And
No, I,
and his
yeah,
style of play actually like matches what they do.
right. So that's why I think. I mean, I'm not sure. Like Miami's been really, really quiet. You would think for a team that has really nothing going on, like it.
Oh no,
You know,
they're
we know
lurk. They're
we
always lurking every year
we
during this
we
time.
see we see how Miami been creeping up. We've seen like their performances in the past couple seasons. But I just think it's time for them to get a point guard, like technically two way in this case, because Tyler Hero's not it. Um, Kyle Lowry's not it. And I just feel like you know how Miami is. They always bigging up their second round pick talent, and then they fold. They play really well in the playoffs. They go to another team and they fold. Like we're experiencing that firsthand. Actually, we experienced that twice with Kendrick Nunn and Gabe Vincent. So I like that. I like DeJounte Murray there. I feel like his fit with Trey Young, it was just an odd fit to begin with. Two dominant ball handlers. And I know it's been rumbling about the Knicks. That doesn't make sense either. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, the Hawks are looking to recoup draft picks for DeJounte Murray. So do he have picks to get to?
First of all, all right, hold on.
They're looking for 2.
They're not getting 2 first rounders. Like
They're getting 1.
They're getting 1 for sure. They're not getting 2. And they're playing on the plays that they get back. That 1 pick is going to have some protections on that. They're just that's what you call posturing in the media. They do this. Teams do this all the time. Obviously, it's probably they're not getting the offers that they're really looking for DeJounte. And now it's like, all right, like this is what we want. This is what we're putting out there. Because certain teams don't have 2 picks to give up too. So how to supplement that, i.e., I'm gonna say it, Lakers. Like Lakers can only trade 1 first. But to supplement that first, you throw in Austin Reeves, right? Or you throw in wherever else, like a package around that to supplement for that other first that they're looking for. That's what they're doing. They're not going to get a first. They're not going to get 2 firsts for DeJounte.
You said supplement.
Austin
Reeves first.
Come on, man. Austin Reeves is worth a first. He's equivalent to a first round pick. Let's stop that. Come
on. People go think I'm serious. People go think I'm serious on IG.
You gotta stop, bro.
But again, they're just doing that to posture.
Yeah, always trying to ask over ask.
Yeah, you always do that. You always do that.
But I like the Miami one more than the Philly one. I like that one.
Miami's intriguing to me. I like that. Next player, Zach LaVine. It's been reported that they can't even. There's no offers whatsoever for Zach because of the contract. The Bulls. And it's reported that the Bulls might have to give up a first to get off of him.
Really?
Which is even.
I got a handicapped Australian guy on my team. You want him? Yo.
Didn't they give up picks in the Vucevic trade to the Magic?
They did.
That's how they got Franz and this top 10 pick.
Yeah, Anthony Black was drafted with their pick this year.
Yeah.
Just sidebar real quick. Since you brought him up, what's up with him, Josh? What's up? The Australian.
He's coming back.
Listen,
he's coming
man.
back. He's coming back.
I don't even mention him by name. I don't. But
he shot a video in Paris.
Listen.
Giving him workouts.
Zach LaVine. We talking about Zach LaVine, right? Yeah, Zach LaVine. I think the best fit for Zach LaVine is the Lakers. I'm going to always say it. The best fit is the Lakers. And I know Armani, you're going to be worried about defense this and defense that. But that's what you have Cam Reddish and Vanderbilt there for, right? So they could play those.
Are you trying to make a joke?
No. I'm just saying. This is what y'all say. This is what y'all say.
I say this though. I say this. If it doesn't cost Austin and we're getting a pick back,
you do that trade.
You do that trade. You do that trade. You do that trade. You do that without thinking about it. You worry about it later.
And how much better y'all offense gonna get on Armani? It's like that offense is gonna have y'all booming, man. It's gonna have y'all. I'm telling you, Armani. Like, really, I know you want Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is not good, bro. He is like mid-kill, bro. He's like mid-kill.
No. I'll put it like this.
He's like mid-kill.
Who said they wanted Jeremy Grant?
You know,
I never.
No, that was
never.
Me. I wanted.
Oh, that was you. Oh, Ernest.
Oh, never.
I wanted Jeremy
redirect. Ernest.
Yeah, but hold on. But I'm not against getting Zach, depending on the cost. Because I know what the offense is going to look like. Because again, like people judge Zach LaVine because he's the number one option right now, right? Like so, like he's judged to this like level of expectation. He's going to be the third option. And depending on how Reeves is feeling that night, he's going to be the fourth. So, like...
Okay. All right. All right. Let's stop right there.
Listen, I'm just saying, like... But also, I was just trolling. But all seriousness, though. all seriousness. Yes, the contract, the flexibility, that second apron, all that concerns me. Because once you do that, Lakers are
Yeah,
cap shot.
trap. Yeah, it's a,
But the
yeah. Take this shit, Angel. Yeah.
Bro, watch your team. Watch your game.
Yeah, you're
Watch
losing
your
right
game.
now. You're losing right
Look,
now.
look.
Tell
Angel's a little
Jokic to
tense
score
now.
some
They- look,
points.
Angel's a little tense
I
right
need
now.
some points from Jokic.
But if you add Zach to what the Lakers have now, because they're struggling, they're 27 right now. We are tied with the Washington Wizards as far as offensive rating. That's come on, man.
Wait, before
Come on,
I
man.
do you one better. Before last night's victory against the Thunder, we was tied with the Pistons for
Yes.
only what? For
Two
for what?
wins.
2 wins.
Two
Yeah,
for
two
the
wins.
wins
year.
since December 31st.
Yes.
But guys,
Yep.
do you know that's not even last? You know who's last? A team won one game since New Year's. The Nets. So, hey man, at least you're not the bottom.
Yeah, couldn't get no worse. Can't get no worse than that, right? But yeah, to your point, Josh, like,
what? What's going on?
Huh?
It's a FanDuel update.
yeah, like KD, what? Are they-
Bro, the Suns is not even
Jamal,
playing right
what?
now.
Jamal.
The Suns not even playing right now. What?
But no, like to your point, Josh, you add you add
Oh
Zach
my
LaVine,
God.
you add Zach LaVine to the Lakers, and that offense becomes super potent for sure, for sure.
And just
And-
think about the
and-
single coverage LeBron gets. You know, LeBron
Yeah.
is older, so he needs more single coverage
Also-
looks.
Also, the AD
Yeah.
and Zach LaVine pick and roll. Like, come on, man.
God,
You don't have to
Angel's
worry
lethal.
about. You don't have to worry about AD out in the 3-point land or out in the mid range. You could
Yeah.
do a pick and roll with Zach LaVine in the mid range and the like. Come on, man. Like like Ernest said, like the cost because of that contract is just like it's steep.
You might just have to give up Rui and
You might have
Rui and
Rui or D'Lo. There you go, D'Lo.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's fine.
because
That's
D'Lo
fine.
he's been
Yeah,
he's been
it's
up
it's
and down.
Really, it's been really weird this season, and like it's I don't like how we making D'Lo out to be like the scapegoat. I feel like every single season that's what tends to happen. It's like we're losing games. Who's the reason, right? But Darvin Ham is coming out with all these different rotations and stuff. Like last night, we went back to our
Yeah, he
playoff
went to
rotation,
yeah,
and
like
I,
he should stick with that. He should stick with that
right.
rotation
But
from here on
also,
out. From
then
here on
again,
out.
I see why he changed it though, because you got two guards in the backcourt who can't play defense, who can't guard,
Yeah,
and then you're relying on Vando to guard the other team's best perimeter perimeter player, right? Perimeter scorer, whatever, right?
and on
then
top of that,
also
and on top of that, you got Point LeBron playing 43 minutes. Like you cannot
right.
do that.
And then Braun is not as defensively as engaged as obviously he once was. To get up there age, I don't want to really talk about that. But like, D'Lo, yes, D'Lo is a player. Unfortunately, like he's just like incredibly inconsistent at times, But if it means to get better, then absolutely. Same thing with Rui. I feel like Rui has been struggling like this entire season, but also then again, he's just trying to figure out his role on the team, and with so many guys, and this is something I was actually worried about coming into the season. Like we have so many good quality guys. Well, that's what I thought at the time, but so much depth, that depth, you know what I mean? That's something I felt that we had, but when there's only one basketball, right, and there's only 10 players that can only get out there on the court and play, it's like, where does he find his touches? Like Rui doesn't move well off the ball. Like he needs the ball in his hand to hit the mid-range jump shots. He's not really that great of a three-point shooter. So it's like, where can he find his niche at in the game? I feel like another player who I felt that was gonna struggle a little bit, who kind of been up and down this entire season, was C Pause. He's been hooping, he's been getting boards, been playing defense, hitting the three,
Ladies
but,
and gentlemen, that's Christian Wood. That's Christian Wood. Ladies and gentlemen.
But all in all, I just say that I just say when you have two inconsistent players on your team who can't quite get it together. It's time. If you ask me if you bring up this move, D'Lo and Rui for Zach, I'm all for it. For what we need.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Mm.
well, like it won't just take D'Lo and Rui. You would need D'Lo, Rui, and like Jalen Hood-Schifino or Max Christie or one of those lower salary guys just to make the trade, to make the money work. For hard cap reasons, obviously. Listen, clearly the Lakers need something on the offensive end of the ball. Darvin Ham ran this lineup. He ran 4 power forwards. It was LeBron. It was LeBron at the point, Cam Reddish, Vando, Torian
RBC
Prince.
pause. Okay.
No, Torian Prince, who's never going to see the bench. I think he leads he's one of the top guys on the squad that leads the team in minutes.
But look, I'll say this: his 3-point percentage been really high this season. You got to give him that.
No, yeah, for sure. And again, it's not Torian I have a problem with.
It's not.
It's Darvin who's overextending. So, did you know? I'm going to pull up this stat for you. Okay, I'm going to pull up this stat about Mr. Torian Prince because here's
what about Jackson Hayes though?
He's
Give me the mic. I've had it. Y'all sat there and told me he was going to be athletic, big, pause, right? He was going to be 6'10", could jump out the gym. And the point that I was trying to make is we just got swept in the Western Conference, right, by a 2-time MVP, right? And thinking in my head that okay, the talent that you want to recruit is to recruit somebody next to AD, so that way you can switch out 4 and 5. Somebody could guard Yoke, AD could play off the ball on the defensive end, and then you go out and you get Jackson Hayes. He is not that guy, and not just skill set. He don't got no IQ, bro. Like I just don't get it. He just comes in the game and just does the only thing he's good for is just dunking the basketball. That's it. Or I don't know. He might be a bigger cheerleader than RJ Drummond was of LeBron James. Y'all see him on the bench when LeBron do something crazy. He be out there losing his mind. So it was a weird fit to get Jackson Hayes, especially like there was a couple of games where, like I said, C. Pauls was not playing, right? And you play Jackson Hayes for what? What are you playing him for? C. Pauls is getting you blocks. He's getting you boards. He's shooting a 3. What is Jackson Hayes doing? Clogging up the lane, fumbling the basketball. He got small hands. He can't play. Like, get this brother off my team. That's just my little.
Let me find out y'all got a.
I get it.
Let me find out y'all got. Let me find out you got a light skin version of Precious Achua.
You really turned on him?
That's crazy. I just got the guy,
bro. It's been less than 10 games.
Yeah, bro,
they're calling him Notice Noel Part 2.
That's the fastest.
That's nasty.
Yeah,
that is.
He's a Gibbs guy, man.
Nerlens was high.
But quick stat. Again, like my issue is not with Torian Prince; it's with Darvin Ham and the usage of Torian Prince. So this year, Torian Prince is playing 30.9 minutes, so 31 minutes a night. He's playing. The last time he did that was in 2017-2018 season with the Atlanta Hawks. Last season with the Minnesota Timberwolves, he played 22 minutes. The season before that with the Timberwolves, 17 minutes. With Cleveland, 23 minutes. With the Nets, 2020 and 2021, 18 minutes. And then the year before that with the Nets, 28 minutes. Right? He thrives and for what he does, but what he's asked to do, he's our best 3-point shooter right now. And that's not a recipe for success. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I just think he's being overextended in the minutes that he's getting. And I understand he plays with effort and all this stuff. But like we're gonna have to if we make a trade, we're gonna have to make a trade to also supplement the amount of responsibility that Torian Prince has. He shouldn't be having, this responsibility on a team like this. So, listen, Josh, I understand. I get it with Zach LaVine. Yes, he is the best fit basketball wise for him would be LA. I just don't think it happens. I think the Lakers have PTSD. Adding a third superstar at max dollars over $40 million because you can't properly build a roster around you just can't build a proper roster around those three guys. Think about when we had Westbrook. And again, I was not a fan of the trade because I just felt like the fit between LeBron and Westbrook wasn't gonna mix. Nothing to do with Westbrook as a player. But what's always overseen with the issues that we had with Westbrook, it wasn't just the fit between him and LeBron and the fact that LeBron and AD didn't even play 40 games that season. Look at the players we had around. We came out in this season starting Kent Bazemore. We had Wayne Ellington. You get what I'm saying? Like, we had these guys on the roster and expected, we had Melo and expected like this form of success. Bro, we had Rondo with Westbrook on the court at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, like, as much as like the fit didn't work, the team as a whole was terrible. And the reason for that was they didn't have the cap to sign better players. And this season is a little different because you'll be training for a guy like that mid-season. So, obviously, if we do get Zach, the starting five would look like AD at the 5, LeBron at the 4. Your 3 is still probably at that point. If I'm Darvin, I'm putting Jared Vanderbilt in the starting lineup, and then I'm starting Austin and Zach, right? Because then you could take Vandal. Clearly, you're not going to get the ball. You got 4 guys on the court that has a score. That's a score mentality. Just guard the best player on the opposing team. But it's just I'm just concerned about the cost of that. And then, sometimes I think the Lakers should pivot elsewhere and make marginal moves instead of making the big splash. But Zach LaVine, I also think Zach LaVine could fit in Philly too.
I was thinking the same thing too. Yeah, because like as I'm watching the game right now, Tobias Harris currently has 22 points. Like he's not consistent, especially since they've been trying to get that contract off the books for a very long time. So I mean, especially if you want to go all in, and get that guy other than Embiid or Maxey, I think Zach LaVine is that guy that you can count on. I mean, sure, it's going to hurt in the pockets and everything, but this is me just thinking like just forward. I think if you add Zach LaVine, I think the team is kind of depleted in a way, because think about who the Sixers have, right, and think about who they got back in that Clippers trade. You're looking at Batum, who's a dinosaur. You're looking at Rocco, who's a dinosaur. Morris getting up there in age, you know what I mean? So it's like one of those guys is gonna have to go. And then of course gonna have to include Tobias. So is that package, pause, solid enough pause to, you know what I'm saying? Like to get traded to the Chicago Bulls. So for Zach LaVine.
I'm gonna give you a sleeper team for Zach LaVine, and I think they need a third scorer, just to give a breather for those two. How about Zach LaVine to the Dallas Mavericks?
I feel you.
They're already terrible defensively.
Exactly.
I know.
You don't need more scoring.
Because here's the thing, like I sorry to cut you off, but like Luka, don't get me wrong, as much as Luka likes to pass the ball, he's a player that slows the game down.
He has like the highest usage rate in the game right now.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there waiting to catch
watching him
shoot.
Dribble. It's like, honestly, Luka's game It's just like playing 2K. Pro-Am, wreck. We all know. The point guard come up the court, dribble, 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 dribble. Get past the defender or screen and roll. Try to dive to the basket, cut, pass, 3-point shot. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. And this is my issue with the Sacramento Kings. I had to bring them into it, but like you have this team that just does not need more scoring. Like I said in the last pod, Derrick Jones was shooting 40% from three. He's not that great at shooting threes, but because of Kyrie and Luka's constantly breaking down the offense, he could get those looks. You don't need that. You need wing presence. Grant Williams, sure, but you need multiple guys who can like legit defend. They don't need more scoring. I don't know.
Wait, I would love that trade only because the Nets own the 2029. And Levine, Kyrie, and Luka seems like implosion to me. That sounds like, yo, in a year, I don't like playing with this guy. I don't like playing with you either. Like,
y'all know how hella is. Yeah.
And you know, Zach Levine, I feel like Zach Levine will be frustrated, like, yo, bro. Or management will be like, yo, bro, we're paying Kyrie and Zach Levine $40 million to stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Nah. We not with that, man.
Right.
So I wouldn't agree.
Or I think it's going to be a sleeper, and that sleeper is Golden State. I can see Golden State trading for Zach Levine because they need something. Like they just need to make they need to make a splash somewhere, and I just think Zach kind of it doesn't get them to where they want to go, but it gets them back to relevancy.
Right
Him
now,
with Steph. Listen, it's not a bad combination.
Because
speaking on the go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
What I heard from earlier today was that everyone's available except for Steph Curry.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
It should be though.
Yeah, it should be.
All I'm gonna just say is I love it. Like D Wade, I love it. I waited for this moment for a very long time. Josh know me for a very long time, and know that as long as he know me, I could not stand the Golden State Warriors. So now that we're finally here, Klay Thompson is ass. Draymond Green is a WWE champion. Two-way Wiggs is no more. Moses Moody is garbage. Gary Payne Jr. I don't think sending 5 second-round picks to get him back was a smart move. Dario Saric is a dinosaur. He cool. He all right. You know, you put him on your parlay. You know, get some buckets. You know what I'm saying? Kevon Looney is not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they missed their mark. The Warriors missed their mark, and I think, yeah, sure, Zach Levine could also help them, but you know, I know we're gonna talk about this guy in a bit, so why not bring him up? And that's Pascal Siakam. I think he could help him out. You know, but I think
great segue.
Yeah, great. You like that, right? I think.
Speaking of which,
right. I think you get him. I think either Wiggs or Clay is probably gone. I think so.
You know what's crazy with Clay? I have a funny feeling because I know this for a really, really close person with Clay.
Laker.
If Clay's not playing in Golden State, he's gonna play in LA. His pops played with the Lakers. And that's, oh man. and the Lakers
check
would
this
be
out. We get Klay Thompson.
The Lakers would do it too. They would.
We get Klay Thompson. He's gonna start shooting 5% from the 3-point line, just like every other shooter.
He's already doing it.
He's already doing that though. He's already doing that.
It's gonna get worse.
Did you know? Did you know in clutch minutes this season, 5 minutes or less, right? Klay Thompson is shooting 27% from 3 right now. Right now. Just saying, man. If they go after Zach Levine, obviously I think Klay Thompson is a part of that trade.
I don't know if I like the Siakam fit for them.
You need a wing. And
We're talking
if
about
Wiggs,
Siakam to Indiana.
if Wiggs, if Wiggs is not providing that to you, which he hasn't, Kaminga, we already see the shakiness in the locker room with that, right? Draymond, I don't know. I don't know about Draymond, honestly. Mays was contemplating retirement, what, last week or whatever.
Lies. Cat. Bro,
But
his contract, his extension just started. You talking about retiring from 100 million? Shut up. You lying.
Exactly.
You
He
just
just
saying
signed
that
4
just to
for
say that,
100.
bro.
Yeah,
They
he's
just give him
not
25 mil per.
he's not
Nah.
retiring, leaving that money on the table. Come
Nah.
on.
I,
Be-
I
and,
think
and potentially this may be his last like big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's gonna
No way.
it's gonna be his last year. His last
That
big
pot
deal.
ain't making that much.
yeah.
much.
TNT
Okay.
ain't gonna drop that type of contract bread for him.
but
Nope.
I think no, I think I don't know. I like Siakam more in the Warriors than Zach. Me personally.
Well, speaking of Pascal Siakam, so just
Yo, this is crazy.
Yo, y'all are crazy, bro.
so Pascal Siakam, we just got a report from Sham Charania from the Athletic that Pacers Raptors trade is pending. So
Pending
Pascal,
is a stretch. I would
well,
say,
it's in the talks. It's in the
it's in
It's in the
talks.
talks.
It's
It's
in
in
talks.
talks. It's
Yeah.
in talks. It's in the
Pending
talks.
means offer
It's
is in and they just
happening.
wait for the league to stamp it. Yeah.
Well, it's in talks, but we're talking about Pascal Siakam to the Toronto Raptors, from the Raptors to the Indiana Pacers. So the Indiana
Three.
Pacers will get 3 first-round picks.
And Bruce
Pascal Siakam
in.
for Bruce
And Bruce
Brown,
Brown.
Jordan Nora, and Obi Toppin.
Damn, Obi.
That's a lot to give up for past.
That's
No,
that's
that-
that's
That
kind
is-
of an
Man, just
overpay.
get yo.
is
It's so
that
And-
is a
and-
lopsided trade in my opinion. I don't know. That's
and
just kind of crazy.
And on top of
3
that,
firsts is wild.
and on top of that, Pascal also must reinsurance that he's going to resign
but he's not.
with the
He's
Pacers
not.
for
So-
getting that max deal.
Well. It's not him. The team trading for him wants reassurance from Pascal because of the assets that they're going to give up.
right.
And I think Pascal wants to test the market.
So
He
why
said
would you
he's
do
not
that trade?
resigning nowhere.
Nowhere.
He said, I don't want to sign. He said he would resign with the Raptors, but anywhere else, I'm not committed to that.
So why do that trade though?
They desperate.
Well,
When you see a team, the Knicks are ahead of them in the standings. You got the Heat.
Yeah.
You got obviously the Bucks, Celtics,
the
and
Cavs too, right?
the
Yeah.
Cavs. So when you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
So basically, it's like you
Surgeons.
got that group of teams. So basically, I'm going to give you the rundown of the standings. So the Sixers are in third place, 25-13. The Cavaliers in fourth at 23-15. The Heat, 24-16. Pacers, 23-17. Knicks, 23-17. Magic, 22-18. That's
Right.
four. That's 3 through 8.
And the Magic and Knicks could easily clip them. So,
Mm-hmm.
you have
especially
to
with
make
Halliburton
these-
being out.
you have to make these choices because just this is the pressure of having a young star ascend. These decisions matter. Like we can't just wait and be like, no, let's take the calm route, and then all this could go past you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make the moves to try to get the star, even though it might be dumb because Siakam saying, "Yo, I'm not signing back."
Embiid is cooking,
You
by the way.
still have to do these. You still have to do those trades, make those leaps, just to keep your star happy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And who is coming to Indiana as a free
No.
agent?
Come on, man.
No one.
I know the greatest of all time is from Indiana. Shout out Mike Jack.
I think you're
But-
talking about Freddie Gibbs. No, there ain't no disrespect to Freddie. Shout out to Freddie. I love
He
Freddie.
cool. He good.
Yeah, shout out to Freddie.
But come on, man. Other than Freddie Gibbs, Mike Jack, and Jeff T, who Indiana, bro? Oh my God.
Yeah, so like it just makes sense that Indiana is going to be aggressive.
Well, they
This
have to
now
be.
begs the question, what other moves will they make if this deal does happen? Because you still got the Buddy Hield thing, and what does that look like? You trade those guys, and now your starting five is looking like Miles Turner, Pascal. Who's your 3?
Matherin.
Yeah, Matherin.
Akron. Yeah.
Your 2 was Buddy, and your 1 is Halliburton. Oh, oof.
It's a lot going on, and then it
Look,
just
yeah.
Indiana
your
got
bench. They have to move 2 guys from their bench, Buddy and Matherin. So it's like
crazy that Indiana has the best bench in the league.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of movement happening. I believe this year for the trade deadline. What is my question is, before we move on, what team has to press that red button right now and say we gotta go out and make a trade? Like, we have to make a trade.
in what direction?
In
Either direction.
In either direction.
Come on,
The
man.
Hawks.
You know my answer. You know my answer automatically.
I say the
It's
Hawks.
the Nets. Abort everything. Trade everything now.
I say the Hawks. They say everyone.
Trae Young
except
too?
for No, the Jalen
Ernest just
Johnson
want to hear that.
Jalen Johnson.
Because my dream is to have Trae Young with LeBron and AD.
Yo, the attendance went up.
That right there.
As soon as he said, "Oh," he said, "Trae Young."
Nah, but
Instant contender. Instant.
I'm telling you, the Hawks. I think they need to really start resetting everything. They need to recoup draft picks from the DeJounte Murray trade. They also said Trae Young's untouchable, but we'll see about that. But everyone saying everyone else can go.
Trae Young want to play with Wemby, possibly.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
What?
speaking of Wemby,
Wait.
he's been hooping. He's been hooping.
What you talking about? What? He wants to play with Wemby?
Yeah, no, there's
There's been numerous reports. I'll send it to you, but
yeah.
yeah.
I would go with Golden State. Like, for I'm glad that this dynasty is dying nasty. You feel me? But I think one, for the talent, for the production. Come on, Embiid, get aboard, man. Mainly for Steph Curry, because he's been quiet in all of this, and y'all know I get on the show. I talk a lot of crap about Steph, you know what I mean? But it's kind of reminiscent of Kobe's last few years, when he came back from the Achilles. When he came back from the Achilles, and then he had the leg injury, then had the rotator cuff. And it was just like, y'all not trying to build a team around me. You know what I mean? So you would hate for that, for Steph to not even be in a position to contend, And I just think sometimes you just got to choose winning over loyalty, especially in this situation right now, because you got to realize that your core is getting old. Draymond is getting old. Clay is getting old. So in order to keep Steph happy, I think you got to make a move because it's getting real ugly. It's getting real ugly. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Golden State on this one.
I want to give an unbiased because
go ahead.
My answer is Nets for everything, but I want to say Magic. The Magic should take that lead. I don't know why they're being so conservative. They have a lot of trade pieces too, not just the picks that they have available, which they have all their picks available, but you have players on your team that is like a traffic jam. And some of these
guards,
a lot of guards.
Yeah, a lot of shooting guards.
You got a lot of guards. You got a lot of forwards. You got a lot of centers.
Build around Paolo Banchero. Build around Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. Those are the two.
Yeah.
So if I was the Magic, I would probably try to make that leap. Not something so detrimental. But I feel like they should have been sniffing around for Dame. What
about Donovan Mitchell to the Magic?
Nah,
I need somebody who's gonna be a point. I need somebody who's gonna be a point for those forwards.
Because
Donovan Mitchell will pass, but
They need shooting though. They
You-
need shooting.
do.
but they do need shooting, but also you can't freeze out Paolo. Like
Right.
Donovan's gonna freeze out
He's
Paolo.
gonna freeze
Yeah,
him.
that's true.
He's gonna freeze him. And I feel like Dame would have been like, "Yo, I'll score when I need to, but I'll give you the ball." You know, Fultz is available. Yeah, Fultz is available because he does not play.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Fultz, Isaac, and Wendell Carter, they could trade those three and still have this team that's
Mhm.
on the court.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Unbelievable.
And you could possibly even throw in Jalen Suggs in there
Suggs.
as well too. Yeah.
He's playing out his mind this year. So I think
Yeah.
Magic, they should take that leap of faith, believe in Paolo and Franz and everything that's happening.
Embiid, I need 2 boards, bro. Come on.
For me, the team that needs to shop and like shop hard, the Kings.
They need defense.
They need.
I think they need a like a tall wing.
It's not even. Yes, like
Yeah, they need a tall 6'8", 6'9" wing.
But-
because Sabonis is not it as center.
yeah, they're just they're just a small team, and they get out and run, and that's their game, you know. But like they're small, and I think they need to go shopping, like you said, Eric, for a big wing or big, and try to beef up that front court. Obviously, another team, the Lakers. I mean, you got LeBron James. You got to shop. Like you F the kids, man. F the kids and get some talent on this team, because his window is very, 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 very short, and I'm talking like 2 years, if that, maybe. So
Be
yeah.
nice.
I'm not sure if y'all seen the.
I'm being nice. Yeah,
I'm
Zach LaVine to Orlando.
Yeah.
But should Magic take a chance? Ooh.
I don't think so. I think because like the contract that he's making, right? Like just like any other team, you put yourself in a hole that it's going to be tough for you to get out of. And then I feel like if you get Zach.
Well, I'm gonna challenge you on that, because most of their they don't have one guy on the max. There's not one guy on that
Not even
on
close.
yeah, on the max. Most of those guys on rookie deals in Orlando. Most of them.
Fair, but just my perception, the way I see it is that if you get somebody like Zach LaVine, depending on how you structure the contract situation, personnel situation, all of that stuff, I think if you get Zach, that's pretty much saying like, all right, we're gonna go for it. And I think low key you putting like too much of your eggs in the basket for him, and B, get the board.
But
That's
then
just what I'm
again,
thinking.
I don't think they have to though. Like I said,
B, I need one
since
more
they
board,
saying
please.
Levine trade value is low, like we said earlier, the Magic could only give up, like, say you be like, all right, Chicago, you want back Wendell Carter, you want Markel Fultz, and we'll shine it up real nice for you and give you a first round pick.
Come on, Embiid.
I feel like that works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know for my team, I need bench scoring ASAP.
Jordan Clarkson.
Bench scoring Jordan Clarkson. Hey, they're talking. I'm also hearing Malcolm Brogdon. Nah, I'm not liking that.
I like that.
What?
I like that.
Who's your backup point guard right now?
Deuce McBride. Like,
And how tall is he?
What, 6'4", 6'3",
No,
6'4"?
no, 6'4".
No, he was
I used to
6'9".
stretch.
Wait,
He like 6'2", bro.
6'2".
with the hair. Probably with the hair. He said 6'4".
But okay, but
Whoa, hold on.
but okay, but they do need they need backup.
Ladies and gentlemen,
bench scoring.
as you watch Armani, he is like super focused. He has a parlay that he's like,
Yeah.
so
Now,
he's
you
like,
know,
super
yo,
focused.
all right, let me just let y'all know what I took the boost. Embiid and Jokic to get 25 and 8. These dudes get that in their sleep. Embiid has been getting 30 and 10 for the last couple of games. So why is it so difficult for Embiid to get 8 boards? I just need one more board, and I feel like he's not gonna get it. He hooked me. But y'all continue though.
But yeah, Malcolm Brogdon as a bench guy on the Knicks, yes, he defends, he can shoot. I don't see what's the problem. Yes, he has some injury woes, but like,
I think that's the concern. The injuries. Is he going to
I
be?
mean,
Why is
so
that?
does Julius
available?
Randle. So does Julius
not
Randle.
even,
though.
but not even that. The guy you just traded for, OG, has major injury concerns, and nobody cares about that. Nobody talks about that. He has a knee injury and hip injury every year.
It's a fact. It's a fact. I just think Malcolm Brogdon is a perfect fit, and the cost will not be crazy. The cost won't be crazy.
So you're looking at
I think Brogdon is. I like Clarkson. Don't get me wrong, but I think Brogdon, even though I don't think he's won on a high level, like with a championship team, he brings that different type of winning mentality to your team.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Who's on the Celtics?
Right.
No, he's on the
Brogdon
Blazers.
who?
He's on the Blazers.
When he
No,
was
no,
on
I'm
the
saying he
Celtics,
was on the Celtics.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
I
he won
would
6
like,
man
he was
last
a
year.
big part of that. So I think I would love Brogdon on y'all team. That's beautiful.
Oh, who
So who-
team?
On
The
the
Knicks.
Knicks.
Oh, la
Why he
di,
Why these-
la di da.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hell no,
Wow.
no.
Listen, this is y'all in a different tier of talk. This is like pre-contender talk. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're in desperate
Brogdon?
mode talk.
Brogdon helps a lot, bro.
Yeah, Brogdon helps a lot. More so
Yeah.
than DeJounte. Because
He fits better, yeah.
he fits better, and his role, 6-man off the bench. That's what you're gonna do, and you'll run with the second unit, and then at times he'll probably have him and because depending on the matchup, you could have him and Brunson out on the floor together. At least Brogdon's gonna defend. I'm not saying Brunson doesn't, but like Brogdon's going to defend.
And
So
he can
that's
have one
true.
of them games that swing a playoff series.
Yeah,
That is true.
for sure.
I
But
can't
just-
say that about
but I'm-
DeJounte.
We haven't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen it.
We haven't seen it.
We haven't
We
seen
haven't
it.
seen it.
We haven't seen
seen
it. We haven't seen it. So, but before we go, Josh, I know you want to talk about, your future bet that you put in.
Update alert, guys. Update. Let's see what is that right now. Probably.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Last episode, I know we talked about it. It was when we started the episode, it was at $25. And then towards the end of the episode, it went down to like $23 or something like that. I know, right? So, guys, we haven't spoke to y'all in like 2 weeks, a week.
Yeah.
And the bet currently went down to. Let's sign into FanDuel.
By the way, this is a bet that Josh, explain what the bet is actually, so that people know.
All right, so I let these guys on this show butter me up, telling me,
Oh, he's blaming us?
Pause.
Butter you up is crazy.
That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
that was crazy. That was crazy.
I let these guys talk me in, every time we got on the podcast in all season, the Lakers team is deep, man. We did this with, 1 month's notice, get into the WCF. Man, it'll be a good bet. So I put $45 on the Lakers to win the chip. And yeah, that's where I am right now. And the Lakers are under 500, guys.
Why though?
Just let it rock, bro. Just let it rock, bro.
The bet is currently at right now, because you can cash out of bets.
How much is the cash?
$14.34, guys. So we're gonna continue to track this throughout the season. And I'll update. Let's see if it hits below $10 by February.
Oh,
Because it went from 25 to 14 in a week and a half since we talked. So, that's update. Oh, and, are we not gonna acknowledge? I know y'all rivals, but like, we not gonna acknowledge Kawhi extension?
Yes, we should.
yes.
Yeah, and there's something else I want to talk about as well too. Just go ahead, though.
Obviously, so
Wait, before you do that, yo, Eric,
Yeah.
can you bring up the picture of their new arena, Clippers arena? Can you bring that up?
What's
Yeah,
it called?
they
Again?
got
And they got the All-Star game. Oh yeah.
They got the All-Star game.
2026.
It's
So
announced-
yeah, since we're on the
it's announced today.
topic, if y'all don't know, 2026, right? Or 25?
Yeah,
2026.
2026, right? So I got
next
excited. Was like,
2025 is
oh, All-Star
2025
game
is
in LA. We out in the Clippers arena. I'm like,
I still might go though. I ain't gonna hold you.
yeah, no. And I ain't gonna hold you. The arena look crazy.
You know,
Just look
but
like
you know
a
what?
it like
That's BS though, because when New York had the All-Star game, the Knicks and the Nets had to share.
They had to
So
share.
why the Clippers get it by himself?
bro, you watching the dunk contest at Barclays, and then you gotta watch the All-Star game in the Garden.
that was crazy.
yeah, that was crazy.
The celebrity game in Barclays, and then the other stuff is in MSG. I'm like,
Yeah.
That didn't
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
that
I
made
get
no
it.
sense.
It's in from a city standpoint, it's in close proximity, right? But like, I mean, the
Just having
Intuit
the one
Dome.
arena.
But here's the crazy thing: the Intuit Dome is in Inglewood, and Crypto is in downtown LA. It ain't that far from each other.
same thing as
Yeah, it's almost like the same thing.
So why don't they have the same rules? But hey, conversation for them.
But the extension for Kawhi makes sense because it's clear he's going to retire a Clipper. And he's been healthy this year. I just think as he gets older, him going into free agency wouldn't have been a smart move because I don't think teams would have trusted Kawhi enough. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hold on, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
you good.
So it made sense from a financial standpoint. He got kind of, I think it was like 13 mil below like the actual max he thought he was going to get, or who he was projected to get. So it's a bargain for the Clippers. It's no opt out. So like you don't got to worry about him leaving or nothing. Going into a new dome, a new stadium next season, you got to have a marquee. But what does this do for Paul George?
They're in talks right now for an extension.
And James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Like, do you bring all of them back? Do you bring two of those guys back? It's a hefty price they're paying. And and if they don't make a significant run this postseason, I think they're gonna have some decisions to make as far as the rest of the crew.
I think they're gonna bring back Paul George. I think those are the main guys that they want to go into the arena. As far as James Harden and Russell Westbrook, that remains to be seen. I know Harden, he cannot re-sign till after this summer or get an extension after this summer, if I'm correct. So, and I think unfortunately this postseason is gonna depend on how Harden plays. Because the jury's out on it's all on him. Because if you go back to last year, and if it wasn't for Kawhi's injury, they beat the Suns in that series.
Where does Harden go if he doesn't get re-signed?
There's no market for him.
Oh, there's a market. Where does Harden go if the Clip? And again, I'm not saying the Clips are not going to. I think they will, but where does he go if they decide not to?
Y'all want me to say it?
Say it, man.
Concrete jungle with drinks on me, yo.
Him and McHale? Hey, listen, man.
Hey.
What? You talking about the Nets?
No.
No, why? I was about to say, why you said McHale?
The Knicks? We talking about the
wanted to
Knicks?
go there. That was an option. Y'all wanted him too.
That was an option.
Y'all wanted him too. Don't forget. Y'all wanted him.
When was that? If I forget.
When was that? Early in the season.
What?
So that's what FanDuel does. That's what FanDuel
does. This probably did that hit. This probably didn't hit. You could have got one more rebound and nope. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I can't,
Oh,
bro.
Man.
He stood right under the basket and let the ball bounce into Tobias. I didn't need Tobias. Yo.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Well,
I don't see that happening. I don't see that. I don't see Harden
no,
coming.
I don't see it. He's not a
Nah,
Tibbs guy
makes no
whatsoever.
nah. Hell no.
But again, it's on the table, and if Harden wants to stay home, and if a team in his hometown doesn't make any other move, and I hate to say it, but he could be a Laker too. Lakers did sniff around. I'll tell you that. They did sniff around when he was on the table in Philly. So take it for what you will. But
that would be nasty.
Yeah,
That would be nasty.
at that point, yeah, just shut it all down, blow it up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Clippers, and also Russ should have went to Miami, and I get it, he wanted to stay home, but I just think he should have went to Miami. They could have been a better fit there, especially with the minutes he's getting now. He's barely cracking 16, 18 minutes a game.
That's what happens when a coach actually talks to him. Shout out to Luke.
Oof.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. But I think that's all for today, guys.
We was hoping some breaking news. We was hoping that big Woj bomb was going to happen in the middle of the pod. Would have been history like it always is on the show every time we do an episode. But
oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure we'll get some breaking news very soon. As you know, it's the day after the holiday. GM's got to clock in, so it's time for them to get to work.
Time of the year. It's that time of the year. You got like 4 more weeks till tomorrow for the trade deadline, February 8th. So yeah.
Yep. So with that being said, go ahead, Josh.
I want to say one thing. Adam Silver, Basketball Association, all the players. I need better product on the floor.
We need better refereeing on the floor too.
Since the play-in and we came back to regular games, it's been a historic amount of blowouts in the NBA.
Too many 40-point blowouts.
It's nasty. There's no way if we're saying that the talent level is higher than it's been before in the 2000s, that should not be happening. So I'm just begging, like, why is this happening so early in the season?
Yeah.
No, it's concerning.
Good point. We need some better product out there on the floor. But yeah, until next time, guys, peace and love. Take care of yourself and take care of others. And don't stress out. Armani. Don't stress out like Armani and lose your money on FanDuel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo. Shout out to Terrence Mann. Shout out to my boy Terrence Mann. Shout out to, I forgot who else was on that late. Shout out to Terrence Mann. I would, bro. I'm gonna hit the chat. I don't want everybody to be federal. But yo, shout out to Terrence Mann and them, man. They looked out for your boy.
All I'm about to say is I'm gonna dial that number.
Yo. Peace, guys.
Peace and love.
Oh man.